time is now 6:40, and I hereby call this meeting of the Senate to order. With that, we will begin with roll call. You may please answer with here or present. Iona Dimoff. Rawls. Here. Marcus. Here. Jones. Here. Pelzer. Here. O'Connor. Here. Shin. Here. Utica. Palin. Here. Moisango. I apologize. Kekun. Azan. Here. Kameyer. Here. Moyer. Here. Hartley. Here. Agarwal. Shamsai. Yes. Verriger. Here. Papaniklau. Here. Snyder. Here. James. Here. Nandal. I apologize. Bailey. Johnson. Here. Dugan. Neal. Here. Sloop. Here. Vice Speaker Persley. Here. Cronin. Here. Papaniklau. Was that a second time? Thank you. All right, with that, we do have quorum, and please bear with me, you guys. We will move into the Pledge of Allegiance, led by our Speaker at Arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, seeing no program, we will now move into open forum. Open forum serves as a time to discuss issues relevant to the student body. If you're here for open forum, please approach the podium now. Please do remember that our open forum has a strict time limit of 10 minutes.
What is the message we are trying to send as a student organization? Last week, the Director of Outreach shared with us how easy it was to get involved in student government. He even opened up the website and showed us just with a few clicks, you too can get involved in student government, and showed us that any interested student could join in a few steps. Almost immediately following this open discussion, the senators gathered here decided to table a bill that would have sat a student to the Senate due to a conflict of interest with the upcoming election. Now, college is all about opening our perspective to new things, so I ask that you all try to do that at this time. The conflict of interest I see here is not that the student was trying to join student government, but rather that the current senators neglected their duty to allow students the opportunity to join this organization due to their own political affiliations. This sends a conflicting message, don't you think? We're trying to tell students that it's really easy to join student government, but the exact same night, we're telling them that they can't join yet, because we don't want them to have an advantage in an upcoming election. This sends a conflicting message, and it doesn't allow that student to join student government, be included, welcome, and accepted for who they are. In 1 week, when the student is hopefully allowed to join this organization they've been trying to join for some time, I hope all senators who voted to table this bill will choose to do their duty to serve all students. Let's remember that we are here to serve all students, not just the ones that we support politically. Thank you.
Oh, I'm short. Hello, I'm Alexis Newport, and I'm also the Advocacy and Activism Chair for Pride Alliance. My purpose for speaking today is to raise awareness of two bills that are being passed through the Iowa House and Senate. House File 583, formerly called House Study Bill 242, and Senate File 418. These bills aim to remove gender identity from the Iowa Civil Rights Act, stripping protections for trans and gender nonconforming Iowans and opening the floor for discrimination. Tomorrow, Thursday, the 27th at 9:30 a.m., there is a hearing scheduled in room 103 of the Capitol. We ask for our community and our allies to show up and fight back against these attacks on our freedoms. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sandra Wilson, and I'm here to speak about similar and same topics. As many of you know, the Trump and Reynolds administrations are currently heavily targeting transgender Americans and Iowans here locally, working to remove gender identity. President Trump and Kim Reynolds have both made multiple defamatory, slanderous statements against transgender people, and they're actively inciting harassment against transgender people. Simultaneously, they're working to subvert the U.S. law system and Iowa law systems in order to undermine and eliminate legal protections which ensure the safety of transgender people. They're an active violation of United States Code, Title 18, Section 241. I'm a pre-law student, and I wrote a one-page handout I'd like to pass around to student government to take with you. And I am requesting today that the ISU student government passes a binding resolution requesting the Iowa State University consults with their legal team to determine if it appears that the Trump and/or Reynolds administration may possibly be in violation of United States Code Title 18, Section 241. If the ISU's legal team determines that they are potentially in violation, I'd like student government to request ISU to seek preliminary injunctive relief from the courts so that as compliance is forced and universities are put under duress and coercion in order to comply. We've already seen in Ohio now that the bathroom signs have all been changed to biological male and biological females, and there's federal employees getting fired and university employees across the country being fired because they include pronouns in their email tags. So I would like to pass these around, and a step further than informing you, I'm requesting a binding resolution. University of Iowa said things about this and pushed back. As universities and as scholarly educational institutions, it's up to us, when there's a corrupt government, it's up to the universities to say, no, we're educated and we're going to educate you. Don't just quietly comply. ISU's quietly already gotten rid of the LGBTQ Center for Success, which was there for about 30 years. And now Freeman Hall's website's been changed into a generic non-LGBT related website. Are we going to get bathroom signs next for biological males? And if so, boys, I'll see you in the bathroom. And I'm not excited about it. Thank you. I have 40 copies here. It looks like there's more than 40 of you. I have cards. There's some typos because I had like a half hour to type it up, crunch time from homework. So please take a card, and there's a live copy with no typos in it and more information online. Thank you.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'll keep it less than a bit brief, but yeah. So speaking on the Freeman issue, this is an issue I was looking for, and I got it. When these bills were being passed by the federal government, I foresaw this happening, where universities across the country would be forced to change their languages and change their policies regarding gender inclusivity. And so me and a few of my friends, we took pictures of the website of Freeman, and I have those screenshots with me, which mention all the gender inclusivity, even mentioning the word gender inclusive housing on the website prominently. And in Freeman, there's a house called Stonewall, which was made for this purpose. Last week, the university secretly changed the website out of the blue and without informing anyone about it. And this goes deeper. It's not just informing the residents. They didn't inform any of the RAs, and they didn't inform any of the directors of the BLF, Barton, Lyon, Freeman Hall. And they didn't inform any of them, and they were clueless about this. And so I took this issue up with the director of residence, and what I heard from them was that the university has no clarity on it. And so what they're doing right now is to protect us, and they're changing the website to avoid further scrutiny. And so I asked them, there's a lot more bills in the work, like HSB 242, which seek to do a lot more than just change a website. And I asked them that if it passes, what do they plan on doing that? And the exact words I got were, the university will comply with the letter of the law. Seeing how the law is not protecting us anymore, there's no telling of how far this goes. And it's clear that the university has picked a side. At the side it's picked, it's the state. Now, reasonable for the university to pick the state because, after all, we do need the funding. But for this funding, they have sacrificed students who are here. Right now, it's people who are living in Freeman. Tomorrow, it's going to be people in the entire LGBTQ community across campus. The day after, it's going to be international students. After that, people of color, we don't know where this goes. The federal government is targeting everything, and it's going to trickle down here. They have picked sides, and what I just want to propose in general is we need to show that we're not happy with this, that we need transparency. And speaking on transparency, the University of Iowa's president, there's an article on the Gazette, if you can go on the internet, find it. There's statements from her. I'll read one of the statements which she made publicly. One of the statements goes, "We're continuing to talk about this, being careful of our language, but the ultimate goal is to support students from all different backgrounds and tell them that they belong in Iowa." Why is our administration completely silent on this? I've emailed several organizations and several administrations on campus and asked them, and I've been ghosted. So I asked a few people in the Teachers Senate and if they know anything, and apparently the directive they've given to teachers is no comment till we have further clarity. But if other universities in Iowa can take a stand, why can't our university? My demand or my kind of request to student government is we ask the university to be more transparent, not to change things silently for funding without taking any student input, because if they want to fund their huge labs but not have any students working in them, not have any people who make the university in it, then what's the point of this funding?
Is there anybody else here for open forum? All right, seeing no one, we will move into adopting the, I apologize.
I just want to make a comment to explain the student body about the conflict of interest that just brought up. The conflict of interest is in a sense, if someone is running for vice president position and the election is just 1 week away, you cannot be a senator and run for vice president in a way. Senator cannot be a vice president, right? So they just want to be a senator for 1 week. That is not true to the responsibility of being a senator, right? If they are really passionate about it, they can run. They can come again after a week, and then we can make a decision on that. A senator and vice president, they are two different roles. If they got elected, they have to leave the Senate position. So senator for 1 week does not make sense to all the senators, and that's why we ignored this. And we just request the candidate to appear in front of Senate after a week, so they can still apply again. There's no one is stopping them to come again after a week. Thank you.
All right, is there anybody else here for open forum? All right, seeing none, we can now move into adopting the agenda. Do I have a motion to do so? Object. I apologize. Do the people who motion to adopt withdraw? Thank you.
Okay, just bear with me. There's going to be a few. I'm going to start by adding 2025-3-021F to the agenda.
There's a motion to add 2025-3-021F to the agenda. Are there any objections?
I think I need a second, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, are there any objections? Seeing none, we can go ahead and
And then motion to add 2025-3-022F to the agenda.
we have a motion to add 2025-3-022F to the agenda. Is there a second? Second. Any objections? Beautiful.
Okay, just bear with me. There's a few more. I'm so sorry. Motion to table for 1 week 2025-3-011F.
There's been a motion to table 2025-3-011F. Any objections? Go ahead.
Motion to table indefinitely 2025-3-013F.
There's been a motion to table indefinitely 2025-3-013F.
Thank you.
Any objections? Seeing none, go ahead.
Okay, motion to table for 1 week 2025, actually, scratch that. Motion to table indefinitely 2025-3-014F.
There's been a motion to, seeing no objections?
Yeah, so they're a funding ineligible organization because they're receiving money from an academic department. Yep. Motion to, so I believe that passed.
Yes.
Motion to table for 1 week 2025-3-015F.
All right, I heard a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion is passed.
And then I believe motion to table for 1 week 2025-3-016F.
There's been a motion to table. All right. There's a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion is passed.
Okay, and that's a much shorter agenda. I yield.
All right. Are there any further motions? Otherwise, I would entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as a whole. All right. There was a move and a second. Any objections? Seeing none, the agenda has been adopted. We can now move on to the approval of minutes. Is there a second? All right. With any objections? Seeing none, the minutes have been approved. We can now move into committee reports, starting with rules.
Rules met last week, and we are continuing to work on improving the bylaws and changing what is needed.
Are there any questions for the Rules Committee? Seeing none, we can move on to the Finance Committee.
Good evening, all. Thank you for entertaining those numerous motions there. Usually, so those bills were tabled in finance for, they were either, the groups were either funding ineligible or specifically for the Equestrian Hunt Club, they had already received those funds through annual allocations and they just didn't know. And usually, if we table a bill in finance, I let the speaker know before she sends out the agenda, and this time I just had forgotten to do that. So thank you for bearing with those motions. I appreciate that. If you have any questions about them, please let me know. Aside from that, we are having our first annual allocation meeting on Friday. So all the members of the committee are very excited to get to work, to see all the different groups on campus come in, and we'll get to see their budgets. So we're looking forward to that process.
Are there any questions for the Finance Committee? All right, seeing none, we can move on to PR.
How's it going, everyone? Not too much from PR today. We're slowly creating a bunch of posters and just different mass emails coming up just to promote everything that we've accomplished all together as student government. Our plan is to print everything out, spend the remainder of the PR budget, and get everything out all over campus and make sure everyone knows what each and every one of you guys have done. So if you guys want stuff to be printed out or have some ideas, please send them my way and we will come up with a bunch of different poster ideas.
Are there any questions for PR? Seeing none, IDEA committee? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a question. Lazan?
Yes. Do the PR has any deadlines about when do you want us to reach out to you? Is there a strict deadline?
As soon as possible. We're coming up with the templates right now. So once we get the templates done, we can easily add a bunch of stuff. But when we get to printing, we want to make sure we have everything that we want to get out before we print everything all at once.
All right, seeing no further questions, we will move on to the IDEA committee.
Okay, for IDEA, we're waiting on town hall invites to be sent. And we're gonna start outlining something that we won't probably finish, but a club fest for international community right at the beginning of the semester for next semester. And for international student experience, my part actually, I'm starting to do a marketing campaign for the dining plan for spring break. So if you guys could help me spread that word, that would be really helpful. Thank you.
Are there any questions for IDEA? Senator Zahn?
If you like, obviously, can you comment on the work that the IDEA committee is doing regarding the recent changes in law and everything? If you feel comfortable, obviously. Any work that IDEA did talking with university administration or anything along the line?
Okay, the last talk we had about it, it was me and Tracy last night talking about how we want to proceed with the town hall about this. And we're considering changing to be a student force event for students only and focusing what we can do for students. And our plan is to search as much as we can and figure it out as much as we can do. Because we all want to do something. That doesn't mean that we know enough to do something. So that's our plan.
Are there any further questions for the IDEA committee? Seeing none, events?
All right, thank you to everybody who came out to the Know Your Leader series. Last night we had a good turnout with Jamie Pollard and a really good conversation. Don't let the daily headline mislead you. We talked about a lot of great stuff. That was such a small fraction of the conversation, so yeah, misleading. Thank you to everybody else who helped with those. If you volunteered and put your name on the list, I'm sure Eric will be putting in your outreach hours. And that's kind of it for events for the year. So let us know if you need any help with any of your events. Otherwise, we'll be helping out the inauguration. So thanks.
Are there any questions for the events committee? All right, seeing none, local affairs.
Hi, everybody. So local affairs met today, and we're still working on the timeline for the joint meeting agenda. But the proposed topics were sent in the general chat a little bit ago. This is a reminder that we are officially 1 month out from the joint meeting with the Ames City Council. So if you have any questions, suggestions, comments, please send me a Teams message or an email.
Are there any questions for local affairs? All right, seeing none, sustainability.
All right, hi guys, I'm gonna awkwardly hold my laptop while I'm talking, so I apologize. But Sustainapalooza was on Monday and it was a huge success. We had a really great turnout, it was really fun. We handed out a lot of magnets with QR codes that lead you to the sustainability committee part of the website. And we also got a lot of ideas from students about what they want to see on campus, a lot already lining up with what our subcommittees are doing right now, which was very reassuring that we're representing the student body accurately. Yesterday, Abby and I presented awards for excellence in sustainability at the Symposium for Sustainability yesterday. And you can actually watch the lecture. It's part of a lecture series on the lecture website. I don't really know what it's called, but that'll be up for the next 3 weeks. We also have Narcan training set up for you guys, for you senators, on March 12th in order to help promote social sustainability. We had a meeting with the University of Arizona sustainability team after they reached out to us just to talk about everything that we're doing, everything that they're doing, bounce ideas off of each other, and it was really fun, and hopefully we'll be able to partner with them when they next come up here to visit, hopefully if we have another Big 12 event next year. We're also looking at a few Green Initiatives Fund application next week. Hopefully we'll be able to use up the rest of that fund, which is going to be amazing. And then we'll also be having another Greek life cleanup April 7th from 3 until 5 after we had gotten a lot of requests and from last semester and it being such a big success. So signups will be open next week. I'll be sending out more information about that after the weekend, and that's it from me.
Are there any questions for the Sustainability Committee? All right, seeing none, Health and Wellness.
Hey guys, we met on Tuesday. We're kind of wrapping up planning for the Wolves and Wellness. That's going to be March 7th, 1 to 3. We're going to have cookies from Hy-Vee, therapy dogs. Please stop by, grab a cookie. And then we met with Chief Newton today to discuss the safety walk. We have a lot of different groups in mind that we're going to reach out to. That way we can cover less ground and walk a little more, because although the campus is beautiful, it's also very big. And having everyone walk the entire campus would take a lot of time and energy. So yeah, we're going to reach out to some different groups. We're excited to work with everyone. Yeah, that's about it for this week.
Any questions for the Health and Wellness Committee? Seeing none, Legislative Ambassadors.
Hi everyone, we just got back around lunchtime today from Big 12 on the Hill out in Washington, D.C. 5 fun, full days of advocacy work for all the wonderful students at Iowa State University. So a little bit more. Monday, we were broken up into groups with other students from Big 12 schools across the Big 12 for advocacy work with topics related to affordability. And then yesterday, we met with all of the Iowa legislatures, minus Feenstra. We met with his chief of staff. But it was a really wonderful time, and it was really wonderful to represent students on our nation's capital. As for Iowa State Day at the Capitol, that will be next Tuesday. So if you signed up and filled out the form, please be on the lookout for an email from me. It'll have all your final details, when we're leaving, our legislative priorities, and that kind of thing. And then also, I need you all to fill out the travel waivers. So I will get those in tonight by the end of the night. So they should be in your inbox by tomorrow morning, but please fill those travel waivers out. But looking forward to having you all at Iowa State Day on the Capitol if you sign up.
Are there any questions for Legislative Ambassadors? All right, seeing none, we'll move into the other category, and this is for anybody to talk about other committees that they would like to update us on. Does anybody have any announcements? Seeing none, we will move on to comments from the judicial branch.
Yep. Hello, everyone. I'll step out in front of the screen. So we have recently had a member resign. Richard Adonu has resigned recently due to time concerns. So we currently do have an open spot on the court. That's about all from us. We've been meeting regularly. Things have been going pretty well.
Does anybody have any questions for the judicial branch? Senator is on.
Can you talk about the trial moot court?
We will not be discussing that here.
Okay. So what projects are you working on? Can you explain on that?
So we've met and we're talking about it. You can get more details after the trial has concluded. We don't want to give out opinions or information before it's concluded.
All right, seeing no further questions, we can move into comments from the advisor. Seeing none, we can move into comments from the executive branch.
Okay, I was gone for 3 days. I have some updates. I want to first recognize Azan for an Excellence in Teaching Award that he was nominated and confirmed for. Congratulations, Senator Azan. Well done. As Colby alluded to, we had Big 12 this past weekend. It was great. So the first day consisted of all the other Big 12 universities minus 2. So it was 14 out of the 16 universities was there. And so the topics that we discussed were selected by all the other student body presidents. The first one was college affordability and pathways after college. And so we got into different groups. We met with staffers. We talked about issues that were facing the student body in general, but also specifically Iowa State University. And then the second day, we specifically focused on college affordability. And the two issues that we talked about was raising the cap for subsidized student loans. So some of the data that we pulled up was, since it was the last time they raised the cap on subsidized student loans was 2008. And since that time, those subsidized student loans have lost about 22% of their real value, while the tuition for in-state students at Iowa State University has increased by about 69%. And so the members that we spoke to, they were really passionate about it. They understood where they were coming from. They want to support Iowa State University students, and they understand that college affordability is a really big issue facing Iowa State University students. The next one we talked about was was our student government poll. So that had gone out, and we wanted to have concrete data when we're advocating to these legislators, because there's one thing where I'm able to come in, or any of the other members that were there advocating, where they're giving these anecdotal accounts, but actually having real solid data that you can use to talk about with these representatives meant a lot more. So one of the really cool pieces of data that we got, that we conducted after the student government poll went out, one of the questions we asked was specifically related to our advocacy, was out of the students that we asked the question to, was, does raising the subsidized cap on student loans increase your likelihood of graduating? And 34% of the students on that poll indicated yes. So obviously this is a really big point for the student body. It means a lot to them. I also want to recognize our Monet and Holly for the Know Your Leaders Town Hall series. Round of applause for them. Great work, guys. And then I want to address briefly what Holly said about the article. Obviously, I wasn't there, and I can tell you this. All year, we've been working really hard for students. We continue to do hard work. We continue to work hard for some. I'm a little frazzled. Sorry about that, guys. But we continue to work hard for students. We continue to do the right things. We put on these events. And I'm not worried about any article that comes out, because I know that everyone in this room is here for the right reasons. We're working hard every day to represent Iowa State University students. So I'm very proud of all the work that you guys do. I think a round of applause you guys all deserve. Thank you. And so that's it for my updates. And if you have any questions, Azan, I'm looking at you. No, okay, good. All right, I was nervous.
Well, stole my thunder. Any questions for the executive branch? All right, seeing none, we will move on to comments from the Election Commission.
Hey everybody, as you might know, we have the presidential debate coming up tomorrow. It will be at 6 p.m. here in the MU. So even if you're not running or not affiliated in the campaigns, I strongly encourage you all to be there, learn what the candidates are proposing, and then bring your friends, bring anybody that's interested. And if you can't make it, it will be available for live stream in the student government YouTube. You want as many people there, and you also get to ask questions directly to the candidates. So really cool opportunity to learn what's being proposed for the upcoming term. For the election, so that is going to be next Tuesday and Wednesday. So we need you guys' help to kind of raise the word out and get the students. So let them know that they will be getting cookies. We're getting them from Hy-Vee this year. So let them know they come vote in person, can get cookies. And there's also the competition with Iowa. And if we lose, I will have to drive to Iowa City with the trophy and hand deliver it to their election commission. I don't want to do that. Get as many people voting. It's good for student government, good for students to get engaged, and it's good for me because I don't have to drive. So if you are a candidate for senators, remember that your outreach credits are due this Friday, unless you previously talked to me about anything, but the meeting won't be afterwards. So let me know about that if you have any questions. And then if you're a senator and executive slate running for election, remember that your financial disclosures are due this Friday at around 5 p.m. So if you have any troubles getting those in, please let me know. Even if you haven't spent any money as a senator, you still have to get those in. So let me know if you have any troubles with that. And then also for endorsements, if you're planning on getting endorsements from people, make sure those are in my inbox also by 5 p.m. If you can post them next week, but just need to be in my inbox and get ready for proof. So that's kind of all I had. If anybody has any questions.
I see a question from Senator Azan.
Can you mention the in-person voting location? Did you guys finalize the location?
Yeah, so right now, for sure, we're going to have a voting location by Parks Library. It looks like it's going to rain on Tuesday, so the alternative location will be in the MU booth, the one that's downstairs, but we're hoping to be out there by Parks Library. We're also seeing if we get enough folks for UDCC, but for sure, Parks Library, I'll be there all day on Tuesday and Wednesday, so that will be for that.
Are there any further questions for the Election Commission? All right, with that, we can move into the business of the evening. Thank you. It looks like they're getting that moved right now. With that, we can move into external matters, starting with 2025-3-010F. Funding for student wellness free haircut event with Senator Marcus.
Yeah, so this bill was passed through Senate favorably, and we do have a representative here from that, and we have to amend the bill, which I'll move for that really quickly. An amendment to change the date in the first whereas clause from February 18th, 2025 to March 6th, 2025.
All right, there has been a motion to amend the date in the first whereas clause and a second. Are there any objections? All right, seeing no, the motion is passed.
All right, then I'll let her take it away.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Anna Spahn. Some of you know me because I was the Director of Health and Wellness last year for Student Government. I was a senator briefly this year, and then now I'm the Vice Chair of the Health and Wellness Committee as an at-large. Today, I am here because I am the Public Health Intern for Student Wellness, and as part of that role, I serve as the Volunteer Coordinator for Styled for Success, which is a new event that we're doing this year, and I'm just going to pass these out quickly so the senators can see as I'm talking. Just one second. So Style for Success, it started as just a free haircut event in Parks Library. So this was a pilot program that started in spring of 2024, and the programming was done all by Student Wellness with the idea of partnerships across campus in mind. Now, the event is much bigger than Student Wellness and is turned into Styled for Success, run by the Cyclone Sports Central team. This team consists of partners across campus, including Parks Library and Student Affairs, among others. Style for Success is held in the Cyclone Sports Central space in Parks Library and features free haircuts, free business attire sponsored by The Closet, free headshots, and free resume reviews made possible by Career Services Council. So that sheet of paper that is being passed around, it has some data from our inaugural event of the spring semester, which was February 7th. And so we had 223 unique points of student impact. We gave 56 haircuts, 40 resume reviews, 73 visits to the pop-up shop, and 54 professional headshots. So there are two big reasons I am standing before you today asking for funding. The first one is that the event has become bigger than Student Wellness's budget can handle. The second and more important reason is that we want this event to be student-run and student-sponsored. Having student government's support would help more students find out about this event. If this funding is passed, we would put up a poster that tells students the event is sponsored by student government. Additionally, I have already worked with Eric, Director of Outreach, and any student government member who volunteers at the event would receive outreach credits for their time. I would also welcome you to scan the QR code on the flyers to schedule an appointment for a haircut or resume review. We'd love to have as many student government members as possible check out the event next Thursday. So thank you, and I'm open to questions.
Yes, with that, are there any questions? Senator Snyder?
Not a question, but a voice of support behind this bill. As an employee of Parks Library and someone who's seen the impact of this event, this brought a lot of press to our new Cyclone support space, and I think that our allocation of money to this bill and supporting student wellness is a great use of our time. Thank you. I yield.
Senator Zahn.
Great initiative by Student Wellness. I do have one request. If you can mention the time as well for the audience, for student body that is watching online, because I know that the template do have time, but
Yeah.
if you can mention the time as well, that
For
would be
sure.
great.
Fantastic. So, yeah, the event is next Thursday, March 6th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So there's information available through email, on Instagram, and there's a couple, flyers around campus and health and wellness related offices. So you can schedule an appointment or also just walk in to potentially be seen for a haircut, a resume review, and headshots, business attire. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's fun. So.
All right, with that, there's been a call to question and a second, so we will now move into a roll call vote. Please be patient with me. I'm used to tallying, and now I'm on a computer, so please call out if I miss you. Iona Dimoff.
Yes.
Rawls.
Yes.
Reinhardt. Marcus.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Pelzer.
Yes.
O'Connor.
Yes.
Shin.
Yes.
Palin.
Yes.
Kekun. Azan.
Yes.
Kameyer.
Yes.
Moyer.
Yes.
Hartley. Agarwal. Shamsai. Verriger.
Yes.
Papaniklau. Snyder.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Bailey. Johnson.
Yes.
Neal. Sloop. Persley.
Yes.
Cronin. With that, this bill has passed 25 to 0 to 0.
Thank you.
All right, with that, we will move on to 2025-3-012F, Cricket Club Competition Funding with Senator Marcus.
Yeah, so once again, this bill passed through Senate favorably, and we do have a representative here, so once he gets up to the podium, I will let him take it away.
Do I need to use the mic? Can everybody hear me? Okay. So my name is Sudesh. I'm a cricket club treasurer, and you guys might not know about us, but let me introduce. We usually play cricket at MWL fields, which are right opposite the stadium. And usually if you come around on Saturdays in the morning, you would see us playing cricket there. And we represent Iowa State University in a league which is organized within Iowa, and we play different communities across. So we are here for one big reason. So we got a chance to go for a big tournament, like similar to Big 20. So there are 20 universities going to Texas to play NCAA tournament, and we are one of them. So I'm here to request an extra funding for that, because we are lacking some funding in registration and transportation. So that's why I stand here to have your support. And if we win, what we are planning to do is bring a plaque and hand it out to student organization as a token of appreciation for the support.
All right, and then before questions, I would entertain a motion to remove Senator Bailey from the roll and add Senator Utica. Thank you. The roll has been updated, and with that, I think I took Kameyer's comment. Do we have any questions?
Second.
All right, with that, there has been a call to question in a second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we will move into a roll call vote. Iona Dimoff.
Yes.
Rawls. Reinhardt. Marcus. Jones. Pelzer. O'Connor.
Yes.
Shin. Utica. Palin. Kekun. Azan.
Yes.
Kameyer.
Yes.
Moyer.
Yes.
Hartley. Agarwal. Shamsai. Veriger. Papaniklau. Snyder.
Yes.
James. Johnson. Neal. Sloop. Pursley.
Yes.
Cronin. Did I miss anybody? With that, the bill has passed with a vote of 26 to 0 to 0. With that, we will now move into 2025-3-017F, funding for letters of love, with Senator Moisango. Oh, I apologize, Senator Kameyer.
Refresh the page. Okay.
All right, with that, Senator Kameyer.
Yeah, so this bill passed favorably through the Finance Committee. We have a representative here who will tell us about it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tyler Thompson, and I'm with Letters of Love. I don't know if you've heard of our club before, but we're an amazing nonprofit organization that makes cards for children in hospitals. And we're about 2.5 years old, and for our last meeting this semester, we usually have 2 meetings this semester, we want to try and do a big event for everyone. And right now, we've got a big plan. We've got a beautiful venue. It's called Prairie Moon Winery. I don't know if you've ever seen it. And we're just trying to make this a big event for everyone to come out and make cards and such. And we also have card making supplies are a lot of money, so we need funds for that as well. And we're really excited to put this together. We've finally got everything together. We've already got a little sponsor from Red Bull too, is providing a DJ and a little bit of catering. And yeah, and it's open to everyone. We're so excited to make this happen with some of your help.
All right, with that, are there any questions? Would you like to withdraw? There's Senator Azan.
Can you talk about the venue a little bit? Did you try a venue on campus or
Yes,
it's off campus, right?
We did, yes, it is
Yeah.
off campus, yes. We did look for venues on campus, but nothing would fit what we exactly needed, and this was just our best fit. Just nothing on campus could quite work for us, which unfortunately.
And what are you looking for the venue specifically?
So we need, since we're the Red Bull, it's as a truck, so we need a little outdoor space plus indoor space for food or catering if we can get some, and yeah, the rest of the stuff. So there was just nothing on campus that could quite fit our needs, but we did look around though.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you?
Are there any further questions? All right, with that, it has been called to question. So if there are no objections, we'll move into a roll call vote. Iona Dimoff. Rawls. Reinhardt. Marcus. Jones. Pelzer. O'Connor. Shin. Utica. Palin. Kekun. Azan. Kameyer. Moyer. Hartley. Agarwal. Shamsai. Veriger. Papaniklau. Snyder.
Yes.
James. Johnson. Neal. Sloop. Pursley?
Yes.
Cronin? And then moving back to Iona Dimhoff. With that, the motion passes with the bill passes with a vote of 24 to 0 to 2.
Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate it.
We will now move into our last external matters for the evening, which is 2025-3-018F, the Campus Concert Act with Senator Kammeier.
Right. Hi, everyone. I'll say the mood in here feels a little like gloomier compared to last week, but so I'm just going to start by saying, kind of like I did last week, this spawned back from ideas, and I'm sure President Hirsch will talk about this as well, all the way back in 2023, and I feel like it's a big student initiative, not just one of the executive body, not just one of us as student government, but as an entire student body. I think if you haven't already, I actually encourage everyone to read all the whereas clauses. Made me smile reading through them. Hopefully it makes you smile as well. And as well, I just think that this bill and this opportunity that we can have for students of having an on-campus concert could be something that they remember for a really long time, could be part of a sort of pillar stone of their journey at Iowa State. And I encourage everyone here to grant them that opportunity. And also, in case it wasn't obvious, this passed through Finance Committee favorably and unanimously.
Can I add something too? It's a little weird being on this side. But so when we had the Big 12 conference, one of the things we learned was called a shake-off. So if everyone can stand up for a second, just ease the tension a little bit, exactly what Senator Kammeier said. If everyone can stand up. I'm sorry, Alex, I know you hate me. Okay, ready? So this is what you do. Okay, you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then 4, okay, we're gonna do it now. Are you guys ready? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, all right, let's go. I'm ready. All right, we already feel better. This is great. Okay.
And now that we have successfully been shooken up, are you done with your opening announcements?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, starting with Senator Zahn.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with, I'm proud of Martin Quinn and the team for this initiative. I love the idea. We discussed in Senate as well, GPSS, and graduate students are in support of this now. And it's a big thing. It's a big thing to have this idea. I endorsed their campaign last year, and I had no doubt that they're going to pull this off. So congratulations for this.
Thank you.
Let's make it reality. Thank you.
And I want to add, too, and I really appreciate those kind words from Senator Zahn. This is a campus-wide effort. It's been a student government-wide effort all year. Obviously, this is one of the platform points that I ran on, but exactly what Senator Kammeier said there. This is a student government concert. It's from all of us. It's by all of us. And I'm so proud of the work that we've done this year, and I'm proud of the work that it's taken to get to this point where we're able to introduce a bill in front of you all and have you vote on it. So thank you.
Awesome. I yield.
And with that, Acting Speaker Pursley.
Motion to add Senator Nandal to the roll.
Second.
All right, with that, Senator Nandal has been added to the roll. Are there any further questions? I have a comment from our finance director.
Yeah, so again, I'm going to loop you guys in. For those who weren't in the Finance Committee on Friday when we brought this in and we were hearing this, the conversation we've had that day, and frankly what we've had throughout the entire year, is we like to remind ourselves in the Finance Committee when voting on whether or not to send stuff to you guys is we want the funds for this will ultimately come from the student activity fee. And I know this has been expressed internally, both in, on the executive cabinet and in Finance Committee, is that we like to stress the name. It's the student activity fee. And a reminder to all of you, when the activity fee is just sitting in an account, doesn't accrue interest. It's just sitting there doing nothing. So this here it's putting the money to work, and it's going to affect a lot of students on campus. And that's the way the Finance Committee saw us, and we certainly think that this is money well spent. Regardless of, this, some mentioned that the campaign and all that. Aside from that, the committee definitely thinks that this is money well spent that's going to affect a lot of students on campus and put their student activity fee to work.
Senator Razan.
Okay, so I do have a question for Finance Director, and maybe if the President Harsh can answer that too. Any possibility of changing this number 3,000 to maybe like 4,000, 5,000 students can use the discounted price or free tickets? And how the cost will look like if you're going to change that number?
Yeah, that would require additional funds. I think that's more of a conversation that we can have down the road. We've been very specific with how we've selected this number. It was the most that we could absolutely do. Again, the whole discussion related to the concert, since we've been working on this since May of 2024, has been maximizing student experience, using student fee dollars for Iowa State University students. And so the number that we had is very purposeful and intentional, but that's something that we can later expand if Senate so chooses to.
Awesome, I yield.
Acting Speaker Persley.
Yes, so I'm just curious what, when it says guaranteed free and or discounted student tickets, can you explain that a little further?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So it's a portion, we're still finalizing the number. So it's 3,000 of those tickets will either be a percentage will either be free or heavily discounted for Iowa State University students, and we're just finalizing that, and we're working with Ticketmaster.
Senator Kekun.
Okay, thank you so much for this idea. I think it's so great. But I just remembered someone mentioned, I was speaking to someone about this, he said this is going to take place at Hilton. Is it possible to have it maybe somewhere open, something bigger? I don't know.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
The location.
Location. Yeah, it wasn't able to work out there for a variety of reasons. And again, I could maybe talk to you a little bit more on an individual level, but this is a great venue.
Oh, okay.
The last time, and again, it's in the bill, the last time they were able to do something at this scale in Hilton was, I believe, 2013, and it's one of the largest venues in Ames, Iowa. But this is something, because we haven't done a concert before in student government. It's not something we've done, but using this as a first of its kind might be able to propel us into larger venues in the future.
Okay, not like larger venues, but open air. Is it possible?
Like outside, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, one of the really cool things, and this is the conversation that we've been having, SciTown, the new proposed site, has been announced, it's released, it's all public information, the Board of Regents voted on it. It has, I want to say, a 3,500 person outdoor seating arena that's specifically targeted for events like this. So that's something that, because we've worked so hard on building a great relationship with athletics this past year, that's something that we can continue to partner with them with, hopefully in the future, and bring more acts to Ames, Iowa for Iowa State University students, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Acting Vice Speaker Rawls.
Forgive me for asking more hard-hitting questions, but I think I had two. I guess mainly, are there more funding partners part of this concert, or is student government the main one?
It's Iowa State and Iowa State Athletics. But again, this is on the student government side, and so that's why we included it in this bill.
Okay. And then would say the seats that aren't for students, or if the student seats get discounted, where would the profits for that go to?
All of the, it's a breakdown, it's a 50-50 split of the profit, so it will go back to student government. That's for the general admission tickets. And so I want to give a little bit of a backstory and a preface for some of the senators that may be unaware. So I can give you an example. Sub, After Dark, Winterfest, these are all great student organizations. I'm really happy we support them, provide great benefit to Iowa State University students. We give them hundreds of thousands of dollars a year without any opportunity for any financial recoup on investment, which is great. It's still an investment that we should absolutely make. So the fact that we're able to do this with the concert, I think, is what makes it so unique and special. Besides the fact it's 2 platinum award-winning artists is who we're in discussions with and who we want to bring to campus. And these are much bigger acts than we typically get. I mean, our funding alone to After Dark, Winterfests, and After Dark, Winterfest, and Sub exceeds about $450,000 a year. So this is a significantly smaller chunk. I mean, just this year alone, we gave $100,000 to student engagement. So this is a very small percentage. And again, the special projects account is $1.4 million. That's money that doesn't accrue any interest rate. And so like I talked about earlier in my announcements with the subsidized student loans, because it doesn't accrue any interest, the real value of that money is decreasing every year. And so being able to use that money and working for students is a big part of why we're doing this, absolutely.
I yield.
Senator Jones.
Do you know when we'll be finished finalizing all the details with who's performing and when we get to know?
ASAP.
All right, with that, there has been a call to question and a second. If there are no objections, we will move into a roll call vote. Iona Dimoff. Rawls.
Yes.
Reinhardt. Marcus.
Yes.
Jones. Pelzer.
Yes.
O'Connor.
Yes.
Shin. Utica. Palin.
Yes.
Kekun. Azan.
Yes.
Kameyer.
Dude, come on.
Moyer.
Yes.
Hartley.
Yes.
Agarwal. Shamsai.
Yes.
Verriger.
Yes.
Papanikla.
Yes.
Snyder.
Yes.
Nundle.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Neal. Sloop.
Yes.
Pursley.
Yes.
Cronin. Moving back to Kameyer.
Yes.
Did I miss anybody? All right.
I passed, yeah, right.
With that, with a vote of 27 to 0, this bill passes.
Oh. Love you guys, thank you. Super excited.
With that, we have finished external matters and we'll move into internal matters into Special Orders 2025-3-003 SC, Executive Nomination for Idea Director with Senator Kameyer.
You can go ahead and go up. Yeah. So we have a new nomination for Idea Director, Senator Nandal.
So not as exciting as a concert, but since you might know, my name is Trishan Nandal. I'm a sophomore studying data science and a minor in statistics. And currently, I'm an off-campus senator, and I am a member of IDEA committee. And my work is in IDEA. We've been working on a town hall right now, which should be soon, hopefully. And other ideas that I've been working on. My work in IDEA committee has been, I think, enlightening for me and learning about all these issues that people face. As an international student and a person of color, all these issues are very personal to me. And any support I can do and help and provide is of great personal gain. And I cannot really think of anything else right now, I'm sorry.
Do we have any questions? Do you withdraw? Senator Neal. Thank you. Azan?
Yeah, I just have like technical question. We did have like IDEA director presenting today, who was presenting on behalf of IDEA director then?
Sophia, she's the director of international student experience.
Okay, cool, thank you. I just want to clarify for the record of minutes of meeting, because when someone was calling, it was basically IDEA director.
Yeah.
Do we have, acting Vice Speaker Rawls?
I guess this is kind of for the three of us, but do we have a thing that automatically removes a senator in the event of they take a cabinet position? Because only one or two cabinet positions can be a senator at the same time.
She will resign.
Yes. Yeah.
Good enough for me.
Basically, this passing of this bill is like an automatic resignation as a senator, if that makes sense.
I yield.
Any closing announcements? UC has been called for. We don't need a second, but are there any objections to passing this bill by way of unanimous consent? Seeing none, this bill has passed. All right, with that, we have finished, let me make sure. We have finished internal matters. There are no general orders, so we will move into new business, starting with 2025-3-019F, the Collegiate Cattlemen General Funding with Senator Marcus.
Yeah, so this bill is on first read, so I'm open to any yes or no questions.
Are there any questions of intent? All right. Is that a question?
Yeah.
Senator Zahn?
You still have to review it, right, in finance?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, are there any further questions of intent? Seeing none, we will see this back next week, and we will move on to 2025-3-020F, funding for the Korean Culture Festival with Senator Kammeier.
Hey everyone, so this is just for the Korean Culture Festival put on by the Korean Student Association. We will go through it in finance on Friday.
Are there any questions of intent? All right, seeing none, we will also see this back next week, and we will move on to 2025-3-021F, funding for the Table Tennis Club with Senator Jones.
Hi everyone, this bill is on first read. This is funding for the Table Tennis Club. We will review this in Finance Committee this Friday.
Are there any questions of intent? All right, seeing none, we will see this next week, and we can move into our final new business of the evening, 2025-3-022F, funding for the Muslim Student Association's Ramadan social event with Senator Kammeier.
All right, last one. Obviously, we'll see it on Friday in finance. Again, put on by the Muslim Student Association, and this is for their event.
Are there any questions of intent? All right, seeing none, this bill will be back next week, and we have officially finished all of our business for the evening, and we will now move into general closing announcements. I have a general closing announcement first with President Hirsch.
Raj thought he'd be able to get away from this, but it was his birthday this past Monday, and I think we should all sing him happy birthday. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Raj. Happy birthday to you.
All right, with that, do we have any further general closing announcements? All right, seeing none, I will oddly go next, even though I usually finish us off. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Quinn's job is hard, and I hope I don't have to do it again, and I am excited for him to be back next week. With that, I would like to wish Vice Speaker Pursley a happy birthday. She's requested we don't sing to her, so do it in your heads. Nope. Anyways, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the working meeting. I plan on doing some conversations with the mentors and gathering the mentees' information about projects that they've done and linking up mentees with other mentees that have similar projects so that way you guys can collaborate together and hopefully we get some really good, strong projects done before the ends of our terms. With that, I will move it over to Acting Vice Speaker Rawls.
I guess I'll continue my streak of being, what's the word? I can't think of it. Having a concerning closing announcement. If you don't respond to your mentor, and if you're a mentee, they will find you. But that's all. Thank you.
I would just like to, I would like to say that Session 3 does not end when elections come out next Friday. Session 3 continues for 2 more months, so we still have a long time to go. We have a lot of work to do, and I look forward to working on that with you all. Motion to adjourn. Go Cyclones.